Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some more Poly Bridge 2. And like the last first episode of the week, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the weekly challenge and where we placed. We're in the top 2%, and that's both breaking and unbreaking. So we did pretty okay on this one, if you ask me. Okay, so this right here is the solution. Car A goes up, hits the stops, and still has to make it to the flag. We've got 3 different locations to build from, and I got away with just using it on the top. We're going to go through this in 100% speed while I talk about it. So yeah, the flexible nature of that upper left-hand corner of the bridge is very important to how it functions. You can see it's under a lot of stress, but it does work and it hasn't broken yet. So to cut down on cost, this channel that it rolls back on is as slim as I can get it. The critical angles were the very top rightmost position, which was just barely enough to touch that stop, and then the lower leftmost road segment, the one that it's currently on, because this is what happens. Bam! If it doesn't land just like that, it doesn't hit the flag. But yeah, that's my solution for it, and I think I did a pretty okay job. Anyways, let's head on back to the worlds and pick up where we left off in Suspense. And like always, what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a solution and then come back with the solution. Okay. So realistically, we're probably going to need to slap down one of these. Oh boy. So just a thought. We're going to boop, do a little bit of that. Get them all connected up. A little bit of that. And because it's so long, we're going to grab a whole nother segment. That should be about enough to make it to the end. There we go. So let's have a little bit of a thought here. So the higher, generally, the better. And boom. I think it would also probably be a good idea to do that. And I'm going to keep mirroring everything that I can. Let's do about here. Boom. And then let's do... we don't really have room to do stuff on the bottom. But we can try. Let's start with... Oh, that's pretty... You. Make sure you connect. Big. And we're going to slap you down right there. Right there. And right there. So for sure, we're going to connect all of these up. And that is not quite the right angle to make that work. But let's just see. Does it fall apart? It has not yet fallen apart. That's a good thing. And we're still at like half budget, so that's something. Okay, where did we break? We broke at a road segment. So each of these road segments at the very, very beginning are going to be under a lot of compressive stress. They're going to be pushed into the walls. Let's test this idea out. What happens when we do that? Okay. Then mirror that. So each of the road segments is looking better except for the one at the very, very middle. So the one at the very, very middle, let's reinforce before it causes an issue. Also, these bits on the bottom side. Oh, that looks so good. I think maybe we'll get a working solution right off the bat. Okay, where did that break? Okay. I mean, we can replace that with a bit of a muscle. So for my testing, this is approximately as strong as a piece of steel in the same position. And we're going to speed this up a little bit. Where did you break this time? Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we're probably just gonna... Will that fit? I think that's the same length. There we go. That'll fit. Well, if we need it there, then we're probably gonna need it on the other side. And same for this dude. This one in. Rid of that middle piece. The reason we get rid of that middle piece is because it's going to break. Okay, where did we break this time? Did we catch it too early? Yeah. Well, it's at this point, I think it is time to take a break and come back with our solution. So yeah, it may look completely different from what it looks right now. But yeah, we're gonna come up with a solution and come back after that break. Welcome back to After the Jump, and we have a solution. No, it is not cheap. It is very near the budget. But it does actually work. So what I ended up having to do is I built a 5-segment segment that I could copy and paste. And it's not exactly divisible by 5, the number of segments that can go across, so there was a little bit of fudging of the numbers there. So I did one, properly supported it, did a second one, properly supported it. It made it all the way across, and when it fell off, the rope broke, which is fine. So then I just had to figure out the middle section, which I just evenly spaced this 5-road segment from the other 2, and then crammed in a couple of 2-road segments, one on each side. You may be wondering, what is this down here? That is to reduce some of the load from up here. So a little bit of extra expense on the bottom to transfer some of that load, and it works okay. Enough of that. We're just going to go ahead and let her rip. I don't know the best way to cut cost here, because everything is so... Well, you see the stress. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, I don't know how to make it cheaper, but it does actually work, and it works fairly well. Nothing breaks, which I'm very happy about, and I just barely beat Dave. And if I had to guess, since all of the solutions are very similar, as you can see in the gallery bits here, when I plopped down that first 5-road segment, I did not connect the top side to the next 5-road segment, right? So I think doing that was that extra couple of hundred you saw on the leaderboard that I had over Dave. And I don't know, it works. It took longer than I would like to admit to get this to complete properly under budget unbreaking. But the first one I got all the way across unbreaking worked. Like, it was under budget. So yeah, there's definitely some room for optimization here, and if I come up with a good solution that does drop the price by a good bit, I will be sharing that upon request over in the Discord. Oh yeah. Well, it looks like that's going to do it for us today, guys. I wanted to say thank you for hanging around this long. If you did and you haven't already hit subscribe, please do. Just so you don't miss out on any of the other cool stuff coming on down the road. If you'd like to hang out with us, please hit us up on Discord. Link is in the About section on the channel, or you can go to discord.wonsnot.com, and I will see you guys in the next one.